I know you think you feel it's true. It's the little things in life that I feel.
So my wife has decided she wants to do the ketogenic diet, and it's actually not much of a stretch for us to even do that because of the way we already eat. Like a couple of years ago, I decided to kind of stop eating anything that doesn't make me feel good, and it really kind of, I don't know, it kind of really changed the way I look at food, because when you think about what not feeling good is, that includes everything from a slight stomachache to being tired to having heartburn. If I ate anything that gave me those feelings, I cut it out of my diet. I just stopped eating that stuff. I stopped drinking all sugar sodas, except on, like, I don't know, on occasion when I go to a restaurant, maybe. I stopped eating chips. I stopped eating most candy, just pretty much anything. And then, like, any rich, like, tomato pasta sauce lasagna thing, I stopped eating that. I just kind of started eating a lot of eggs, a lot of salad, a lot of steak, a lot of, you know, like cold cut meat. I was eating bread, and then like my wife started making bread, and it was so much better than the store-bought stuff. It was just so much better. But the next time we bought store-bought stuff, it actually kind of made me gag. And it was like, I could like ball it up into a moist ball. It was like dough in my hand, and I thought it was disgusting. But then when you look at the ingredients on the back of a loaf of bread that you buy in the store, there's way too much shit in that. Like, bread is like not that many things. It's like a couple ingredients. And like, they're putting so much stuff in it. At that point, we just kind of started cutting out anything that was processed, which we kind of already had for the most part, but it's like if we had Cheetos in the house or chips or something occasionally, we just kind of stopped. You know, it's like we just go to the store, don't even go down the aisles that carry those things. Just forget that they exist. Eat way more vegetables than you're used to eating. Like, I've gotten so into zucchini, it is ridiculous. You put a bunch of seasonings on that with garlic and paprika and cayenne powder, like, forget about it. It is so good. But it just, I don't know, so it's like my diet just kind of became mostly vegetables and meat and occasional processed stuff, but mostly not. So recently she's like, I want to do this ketogenic thing, because she's been struggling, like, with what she eats, because she works with special needs kids, and so she eats a bunch of candy and stuff. So anyway, it's like I don't know, I think we're like a week in now of mostly I mean, I've cheated a couple times. We went out and got beer a couple times, but like during the day, I have instances where I get like nauseous. I'll just feel dizzy. It's like my body doesn't know what to do now that it's not receiving carbohydrates, and it's just really weird. But other than that, I feel fantastic. And so I just think it's really interesting that just eating things that aren't processed and eating things that are generally natural, like vegetables and fruits, can actually make that big of a difference. Like, none of it tastes bad. I think a lot of people think that when you eat quote-unquote healthier, you have to buy stuff that tastes like shit, and that's not the case. There are certain diets that recommend things that taste like shit. I recommend eat whatever makes you feel good. If it doesn't make you feel good after you eat it, then consider not eating it as much. You know, like if you go to a Jimmy John's and you eat a big sandwich and you feel kind of tired afterwards, maybe don't eat a big sandwich anymore. Either cut the portion or just kind of stop eating all of that. And it's just made a huge difference. I've been the same exact weight for probably 2 years. I don't really exercise that much because I don't have time between working and riding motorcycles and making videos. I don't really do that much exercising. Last year I was hiking every week. I don't think we're going to swing that this year because I'm doing this too much. But my point is, it's like just eating normal food and not stuff that's processed has just stabilized my body, and it's stabilized my mind. It's just bizarre how big of a difference it can make. And I see people every day that just like they just eat whatever they want, and then they complain about having problems like, oh, heartburn, or oh, my tummy hurts, or oh, I'm tired, I need to take a nap. You know, it's like after you eat lunch, generally you're tired, and you don't have to be. You don't have to be tired after you eat lunch, especially when you're in an office sitting on your ass all day. You know, that tends to happen. You eat lunch and you haven't done anything, and you probably ate too much lunch, to be honest, considering you're not having any physical activity in your life, and you get tired and you want to take a nap. But it doesn't have to be like that. You know, it's like a while back I made a video I complained about Tums in because I was in an airport in Phoenix. I forget where I was going, but there was an ad on TV. It was actually like on the news, and it was like a sweepstakes for Tums where you send them the nasty food that you're eating, where they wanted you to send them like the barbecue that you're eating that makes you want to use their product. And I thought it was disgusting. I was like, I get that like barbecue's fun and beer drinking's fun. We all, you know, bratwursts are delicious, you know, and then you eat Tums because what you just ate was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to be eating Tums. If your diet is anything like it's supposed to be, you shouldn't be eating that product. So I just thought it was interesting that here's a company that has a product that is fantastic for dampening heartburn pain, and they're saying that this is your lifestyle. This is what you do. You eat shit, and then you take this product because what you eat makes you feel like shit. And I made a video that included that topic, and I was complaining about it, but it just comes back today. It's like, and I hear people at work, like they'll go out to lunch somewhere on like a Tuesday, and they'll come back and be like, I got heartburn. Like, what did you just go eat, dude? We come to work and we sit on our ass and we stare at computers. Like, you don't need to be going out and having fucking Alfredo for lunch, fucker. I just think most people don't care and don't realize. They just think that's the way their body works. They think that's the way I feel when I eat food. It doesn't have to be the way that you feel when you eat food. And it's okay to like food like that, you know, but there's a reason why the world right now has an obesity epidemic. And a big part of it is our comfort with eating processed foods and our comfort with eating just fast foods, really. And that kind of stuff was a result of marketing. You know, back in like the 60s and stuff, maybe even the 50s, I don't remember. I wasn't alive back then, but I've watched documentaries, okay? I know what I'm talking about. There was marketing for women to make meals that are faster and speedier, and you don't have to cook anymore, and you can make TV dinners, and you can do all this stuff, and then it just took off because we all thought we didn't have time to prepare food. And what really happened, I think, was we all got used to not preparing food, and so we just stopped doing it. Maybe if you have a bunch of kids, you kind of don't have time for that, especially if you have two parents that are working. I don't know. I'm not that point in my life. My point is, marketing and companies convinced us we should be eating stuff in boxes, and that's kind of a fact. They also convinced us that low-fat foods are better for us, when in reality, they just put more sugar in low-fat foods, and sugar is converted to fat. It's really fucked up, and it's really not hard. I just think, I guess my point really that I'm trying to get to before I end this is that if you want to eat differently and you want to eat better, you don't have to think about it as hard as you think you do. All you have to do is identify what makes you not feel great and stop eating it. And if you don't want to totally stop eating it, have some self-control when you're in the grocery store, and don't go down those aisles every week, you know? Or if you do, just buy one thing. If you really want Twinkies, just get one box of Twinkies, and don't get chips. Don't get the other crap that you shouldn't be eating and you definitely shouldn't be giving to your kids. Anyway, I probably sound like an arrogant piece of shit right now. So, this is the way that I came. So anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll ramble again sometime and you can listen to more of my bullshit. I'm going to try to get out of this forest and go buy some gas and hopefully get home early-ish, because I got to go buy some pants. I'm short on clothes. I think I buy clothes like once a year. This is that time of year. So anyway, thank you for watching.